piece things, why the hell am I still doing, this list of 50 to 100 tasks that I could hire anyone? Like, it doesn't specifically need to be Cracka Lack that adds products to our website. It doesn't specifically need to be me that edits our social media content. Like, the things that are not delegatable would be being on camera. No one can be on camera for me. That's like one of the main ones, is like being on camera, being the visionary, being the strategy behind stuff. But then I could pass the ball to somebody else to edit the content or add shit to the website or, do a million different things.
For sure. Kind of to piggyback off that question I did have for you, how do you feel about AI as far as, building up what you got? Because, you got like a lot of, people that you work with. You got the producer, you got the photographer, et cetera, et cetera. Tell me, is AI something you're using right now? Is AI an employee in your back pocket, or, are you with the movement?
Yeah, AI is going to get me to 7 or 8 figures with this business, because I treat it like AI is probably 15 of the roles at Crack House Studios right now.
Damn.
So anytime what I'm doing after this is we have a new platform called Live from the Crack House. It's going to feature upcoming, talented music artists. We're going to be offering interviews and performances. So I have to add that product as a service to our website. AI unlocks shit for me because I used to get stuck with the specifics of the words. So like when I would make a chorus, I would know there needs to be words on here that convince people to buy my shit. I don't know exactly what those words are, and I would sit there and try to like think of it and write it in the right way. Now I can be like, to ChatGPT, and I do this all the time. I do the voice one, so I don't have to type it, and I can be even faster. So I'll go to chat, and I'll hold the microphone thing, and then I just go for a walk for 10 minutes. I'll be like, all right, help me write out the description for a new service we're going to be offering. It's called Live from the Crack House, Interviews and Performances. The benefits of them getting an interview would be it allows the audience to get to know, like, and trust them as a person. The benefit of the performances, people get to check out their music. And ideally, I want everyone to get the performance and the interview as a combo. It's a growing platform. And I'll just say all of the things that I know have some to give it context. 'Cause I think when people use AI and they say it sucks or it doesn't work, it's because they don't know how to use it. Like, I learned that you can't hate and understand something. So typically, if somebody says, man, I hate social media, they don't understand it. Or if they say, oh, I hate ChatGPT, you don't understand it. But if you understand it, it's impossible to hate it.
For sure.
Even if it's a hater. Like, if you understand psychology of somebody watching this podcast and says, fuck me or you, I understand them more than they understand themselves, and they have a lower level of self-awareness, and they're not happy with where they are in life. And so there's something about me or you that comes across in a certain way that reminds them of an insecurity that they have. It has nothing to do with us.
Just told you
and
that.
it flares up for them. So they think of us with the feeling that they get, self-inflicted feeling, and so they justify all that with, like, I don't like you because of this.
Bingo.
So because I understand that, I can't hate them. I understand them.
Yeah, we just had that conversation, and that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. I do want to also.
Do you guys use AI?
Yes.
I'm getting into it.
How do you use it right now? Like, what was the last time you used it, and what did you use it for?
I use it today. At work today. I use it for very, very, very. No. I use it for very bare minimum tasks. Like, I'll write up a fire ass description, and usually I would send it to her like, hey, punctuate this for me. I'm not the best with punctuations and correct spellings. I just throw it in ChatGPT. They do it in 2 seconds. Bang, post done. I don't got to worry about nothing else. So I use it for that. But I want to say, like, it's gonna be feature films of AI in the next couple of years, bro. That's how fast AI is moving. So I don't use it in that department. So don't call me no trader. Don't get no ideas. I ain't moving like that.
I was messing with it. I'm working on a project right now, and the cover art, I want to have a Frankenstein kind of cover art. from like, but I wanted to look like that whole visual aspect of it. So I was messing with some image generating on there, saying, "Hey, give me a '50s style movie poster,
Yeah.
Frankenstein." But then, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I've been messing with, that, trying to come up with a cover art.
Or you could use it for this podcast. So you would just go to it and be like, we just did a podcast with this dude named Cracka Lack. He owns Crack House Studios. We sat down. We talked about entrepreneurship, taking risks. The name of the podcast is The Risk Takers. We talked about everything from him quitting his job, going full-time, this, and this. Give me 10 different potential YouTube titles that we could title this episode. Also help me write a description for it, too. And then you could copy and paste the description and then pick one of the titles. And if you didn't like the 10 titles, then you could say, I don't like those 10 titles. I kind of like this one, but I don't like this part. I kind of like this, but I don't like this part. Help me, with 5 to 10 more titles.
Got you. So I take that back. I do use AI right now for the pod as well. I use Opus Clip. I'm not sure if you use Opus Clip.
Yep, I've heard of it.
I use Opus Clip AI for them to formulate the clips, and then I just go through and trim, cut, replace, rebound, all the good stuff. But the heavy lifting of timestamp 2 minutes and 30 seconds to 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Nah, I let AI do that, and it kind of, it pick up on the words too, like oh, this would be a good topic, and then you should go with this, So AI in that department do
Yeah,
pretty good.
Nice. I'm not trying to nerd out, but maybe I am. Okay. It has memory too, so it remembers shit about you. So like, the more context you give, the more it can help you. And so I share a lot. So I don't just say, help me come up with content ideas that I could film this month. It'll be like, it knows I'm 36 years old. I've been producing for this many, like I'm saying everything to it. The shit that I naturally want to talk about is this, and this. Based on that, if I wanted to do 2 YouTube videos a week and maybe, a short form clip every single day, based on my audience, what would be a list of things that I could talk about? And then, like, you can get your team members. So Malik right here, he's got his chat where he's got, like, we answered a series of questions, and so it has a personality assessment on me, and then has a personality assessment on each different team member, and his AI remembers all this stuff. So when I say, right now, the role that we need is somebody to build and document all of these SOPs, which team member would be the best fit for this task right here? And it'll be like, Crack and Malik work well with starting new things, blah, 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 but they'll run into roadblocks on this. So they would benefit more with this team member helping with.
Crazy.
Damn.
That's crazy. Wow.
Sheesh.
Yeah. I think, being a nerd is cool.
Nah, for sure. for sure.
Nerds are going to rule the world. Shit, they already do. Think about the most successful people in the world right now. Fucking nerds. Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos.
So,
nerds.
I was listening to, shout out to the 505. Love y'all. Y'all appreciate y'all. They had Gary V on the other day.
Oh, yeah. I've been watching that podcast a lot.
Them boys is hitters. That's the one I was telling you about the other day. Later time we get into that, we nerd out on that. But Gary V, they was talking about building a team. This is something I've been struggling with myself. He said, when you start to when you get to the promised land, you should be firing and hiring. You need to make sure that you got the right people in the right positions at all times. With you being in this for 20 years, how did that process look up? That's not the right fit. Oh, this is a good fit. Tell me about that process of building your team.
Yeah, I would say firing people sucks because, you become friends with people, and then, or sometimes it can be the opposite of, like, maybe you're more friends beforehand, and then once you start doing business together, you're like, ooh, I don't like this person don't do business how I do business. We have different standards there. They're a bad representation of my brand and this company that I'm building. I have to let them go. And then it's like avoiding the conversation for long enough until you can't avoid it anymore. And then I'm like, all right, I'm going for a walk and I'm making a phone call right now. Hey, man, got to let you go. Thanks for all of your help. And my dad gave me some bad advice on that, I would say. Basically, the first person I ever fired, have a history of being an over-explainer. So, like, it was an hour-and-a-half phone call.
Mm.
Yeah, man, you know, like, it's not easy running a business, and, you know, I think I'm better off just, like, maybe I tried to grow too fast, and I'm just letting them know of every thought that went in my head, and it was a lot, right? The phone call went well, and then I remember I had to let go of my next person, and I asked my dad for some advice because he used to own his own company, and he was like, would you rather get shot in the head or tortured to death? I was like, shot in the head. And he was like, okay, you go in there, you say, appreciate your help. It's not working out. Best of luck in the future. I was like, that's it? And he said, that's it. I was like, damn. All right, let me try that. So I remember I called the guy, and yeah, that's what I said. I said, hey, what up, Crack? I was like, hey.
Damn.
Hey, man, yeah, I appreciate all your help with the studio, but I'm going to be making some changes, and one of those is I got to let you go. Oh, okay. I was like, yeah, can I get the key from you? Yep, I'll do that. I was like, all right. And I've never talked to both of those people ever again, which sucks. I recently let go of somebody about a month ago, and I still talk to him. And I think it was his maturity level, though. So that's I seen something earlier, and it was like, people don't hear you for what you're saying. They can only hear you from where they are in life. Mm-hmm. And so I think with the other people, where they were in life, like maybe not understanding or not, you know. And with this person, though, it was like, yeah, man, I still like you personally. Like, although things didn't work out professionally, right, like, I still don't want things to be weird, and I want you to hit me up. And so, like, I mean, just yesterday I posted a story showing my schedule, and I was like, am I organized or autistic? And he responded, autistic. You know, like, so I'm still cool with him. And yeah, I don't know if I have enough experience with it to give the best advice, but you know, I've let go of 4 to 5 people now. So I would say it's never hard, or it's never easy, but it is best to kind of just like, all right, this has got to get done. I'm going to get it over with right now.
For sure.
And, yeah.
It's a question we were going to talk about before, but what was the investment like for this place that we are currently in, from renovation, all of that? What does it take?
Renovations was the most expensive part. Like, you know, I showed you, this was a piece of shit. You know, even with the previous studio that I had, it started off as a closet. So kind of long story short, the previous studio that I was at, I was there for 11 years. And originally the owner wanted to basically have, if it was a barbershop, I want the best barber from the west side, the east side, the north side, and south side. I want them all to be in one shop. And now I can say this is the best barbershop. Anyone that gets a haircut, they go to the best guys here.
Yeah.
And he wanted to do that with the recording studio. So he's like, where do people record at? And it was 2 of the people that were already there, and then me at a home studio. And yeah, it was kind of cool. Like, they recruited me. They came out and was like, yo, man, we want you to come check out the studio. You know, what do you think about doing that? And one of the biggest hurdles I had to get over, which is crazy now to look back, but like, this is where I was, and this is how small my vision was. It was, why would I ever pay money to have a place when I have a home studio? Like, you guys are idiots. Yeah. Like, what the hell are you talking about? I would never pay hundreds of dollars a month to use that when I have a home one. Well, they planted the seed. It started to grow, because then I would start running into instances where I'm like, it's not really that cool having a home studio. There's too many fucking people here right now. I got my daughter here, and so they planted that seed, and after like maybe a month, I was like, what's up with the studio? I think I'm ready to make that leap. And yeah, it was 2 different studios, or guys sharing a studio, and I knew I have, you know, a lot of clientele. I'm going to be at least 40 hours a week. I can't ask for, is anyone using the studio? Like, then they had this little closet across the hall, and I was like, how much to rent that? And they're like, oh, you want to rent the closet? What do you got in mind? You know? Yeah. And yeah, it started off at like $200 a month to rent this closet. And I turned it into a recording studio, and then eventually I knocked down a wall, made it a little bit bigger. And then after like 7 or 8 years, and this was a big deal to me at the time, I completely remodeled it and knocked down another wall, and it like doubled up in size to be maybe like 2/3 of the recording studio right now, and I put probably 15 grand into the remodel.
Damn.
And I didn't own it. I'm paying rent, but then I stayed there for, it was like 2018, so for another 2 to 3 years, and made hundreds of thousands of dollars from the room that I put the 15 grand into. So then to come here, I would say at least 30 grand, no more than like 60. So somewhere between like 30 and 60 so far. And I could easily spend, like I have a Google sheet with my wish list, and I have probably 25 grand on there of more stuff like getting a second Sony A7S III at $3,500, getting a second. So we're opening a B room. Right now we just have one recording studio. So once we have a second one, it's like I need another interface, that's $1,100. I need another mic, that's $1,300. I need another computer, that's $3 grand. I need another set of monitors, that's $700. I need another sub, that's $600. We're gonna have to do flooring and shit. That's probably another $1,200. Some acoustic soundproofing and shit. Contracted to build a booth, $2-3 grand. Like my office back there, that was $6,500, and that was last year. So, yeah, I mean it's tens of thousands of dollars, but hey, we wouldn't be talking about this shit if we weren't on the Risk Takers podcast. That's taking a risk.
Let's go.
The one thing I will vouch for is it stood true for my whole life, but like the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. So one of the services we offer through the studio is CD duplication. So I've been the CD plug for a long time. And I remember, we get pallets and of CDs and cases and stuff like that. And my wife has ran that for the last 4 years. But when I first started, I would max out my credit card with like $500 to $700 in CDs and cases and shit. I would get rid of everything, double up, triple up my money, max it out again, double up my money, pay off the card, max it out again. Then my limits would get higher. And, I went from, when I was investing hundreds of dollars, I made hundreds of dollars. When I was investing thousands of dollars, I was making thousands of dollars. Then once I started investing tens of thousands of dollars, I started making tens of thousands of dollars. And where I'm at now, I'm investing hundreds of thousands of dollars with the goal of making hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it's like you keep raising the bar, but it's still that, like, when I was risking $1,000, that was like the most I had access to.
Sure.
And so it's like, oh shit, this is scary. I'm putting it all on the line, $1,000, and it would work out. I made $2,500 or $3 grand off of it. Cool. And where I'm at now, it's like, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's all on the fucking line. But everything is growing right now, and it should be good. Like I said, we're expanding and doubling down on it with 5-year extension, and so I still think we're only operating. I say this number often, but like 5%. So I still think there's like 95% room to grow.
Beautiful 5%, my dog.
Yeah. But it's because the goal is like all of the services that I have offered as an individual, I want my team to offer. So, I've been booked to do weddings and stuff. Well, I want my team to offer weddings. I've made a lot of money selling beats. I want my team to offer beats. Studio time, music videos, all these different things. I want the team to offer these. And right now there's only a few of them that are really going. So it's good to know that like we're able to do all of this shit. And bro, we haven't even launched these 7 or 8 things. And these are all big shit. So I think that's the excitement, is knowing that there's still so much room to grow, but being able to do this stuff with it, like operating at such a low percentage.
Dope. I'm not sure how many questions he got. I do got one for sure. I really want to know. Cracka Lack, man. Tell me how you got the name.
Basically kind of making fun of myself back in the day. My best friend was black. He had a cool ass artist name. My real name is Nicholas Bazo, so Cracka Lack has nothing to do with that, right? But when we were in elementary school, pop was really cool. So this is like Backstreet Boys, 98 Degrees, NSYNC. And so on recess, we had a boy band at the time, right? It was just basically we had auditions where people would have to sing "Cause I Want It That Way." And it was a Backstreet Boys song.
Yep.
So we'd have a line of people, and we were sitting there with our arms crossed in like 5th grade. No, next. And so yeah, we had a boy band when pop music was cool at the time. Then we go through middle school. I remember one of the first like lunch walking past this table, and they're like, "Prep," made fun of me, and I was probably wearing like Abercrombie and Fitch and that type of shit back then, you know.
Ripped out for real.
And skateboarding was really cool at this time, and like rock music and Blink 182 and different shit like that. So then the trend was that type of music. So then he wanted to start like a band with me. So he got electric guitar and I got a drum set, and we would just like have no idea, you know, playing the drums. I was actually taking drum lessons, and then he would learn a couple chords, and so that was a phase. And then once we got to junior high school, 50 Cent, Nelly came out and shit, and like 50 Cent changed my life. Get Rich or Die Trying. So then it was like rap was the shit. And so, you know, we had the boy band, we had the rock shit, and then one day I'm sitting at his house and he's recording a song. I was like, "What are you doing?" He said, "Man, I'm rapping. You know, come on, you should rap too." I was like, "Bro, I'm white. This one's a little different than the other two."
For sure.
I was like, "I'm not Eminem. You know, what am I gonna do?" And he said, "Why don't you do what Eminem did in 8 Mile, kind of make fun of yourself?" And I was like, "What? I'm gonna be like Cracka, the white rapper?" And he was like, "That's it." So I actually went by Cracka. So in our high school, like my senior year in the newspaper, they did an article on us. But yeah, for me, it was like a mugshot, and it said Nicholas Cracka Azo. That was my actual name.
God, man.
And after maybe so many months, I wrote a verse one day as a rapper, and I said, "Cracka Lacka, smacka wacka rappa." And I thought that was dope at the time.
Bars.
And as a producer, I needed a tag. And so usually the tags were something on the beat, something on the track, and I had Cracka Lack on the track. And
that's hard.
that was so I made a producer tag at 18, and that's been my producer tag. I'm 36, so, you know, for 18 years, that's been my producer tag, Cracka Lack on the track. And I remember when I was an artist, and I would do shows, and most of the time I was like one of the only white people in the whole place, and so I'm getting done performing, and people are asking my name, and I'm like, "Cracka Lack." You know, the music's loud as hell, and they're like, "Cracka what?" Cracka Lack. Cracka what? I was like, it's Cracka Lack. Yeah, so I used to hate my name, and then as I have learned more about business and marketing and branding, I realized like a cooler, easier name would have been something like Nick Money, Nick Cash.
Yeah.
But then there's going to be a million other Nick Moneys, Nick Cashes, or whatever.
Cash
So
too.
ideally,
Nick
I should be the
Cash is
only
tough.
fucking Cracka Lack. When somebody Googles Cracka Lack,
Yeah,
go find
that's
me.
real.
For sure.
100%.
I actually did have one more. A few years back, I was listening to an interview with Shooter Gang Coney, and they had asked him about his name. It's something that I'm not sure if you ever thought about it. And he was like, "You ever thought about changing your name?" And he was like, "Nah, I don't want to." But he did mention that labels and different business entities, you know, they didn't like the sound of Shooter Gang. Do you ever feel like that with Crack or Crack House? Ever stopped you from doing any business, you feel?
Yeah, and I could find out in the future that I'm wrong on this, but my perspective now is I like that unfair advantage because I think it's needed. Otherwise, it'd be too easy for me to be successful. So, like, I want you to have a bad taste in your mouth of hearing Crack House Studios, but then watch the reputation that I build off of it. So it's like, yeah, bitch, it is Crack House Studios. It is Cracka Lack, you know?
Type, damn.
That happens a lot. And
sure.
I feel very strongly about it, too, because then I'll tell them, I said, bro, think about it. I call myself Cracka Lack. I used to get made fun of in school by calling myself Cracka Lack, like it was a joke, and now it's fucking hope, and I'm hiring motherfuckers. So I feel the same way about Crack House Studios. Is I think anything you can put a new spin on it, you know? Like, if you hear Nike, I don't even think Nike's a fucking word. Like, what does Nike actually mean? But they show you what it means, you know? And so, yeah, I do think if I were to brand Crack House Studios with a bunch of, like, ghetto content and trashy stuff, then, yeah, that's what comes with it. But if I call it Crack House Studios and I live by it and it's my reputation and the team reputation, and it's known for like quality products and blah blah blah, and the owner happens to go by Crack, and so it's Crack House Studios, then you can understand. And but yeah, so I feel strong. Like I said, I could be wrong. I could look up in 5 years and be like, you know what, we're gonna call it CH Studios.
Yeah.
But as of right now, whenever it's been brought up to other people, I'm like, no, bro, like, it's catchy. Because when I think to myself, I was at a Halloween party with some people that I probably would never hang out with. It was my daughter's friend's parents or something. You know, it's a very, like, bunch of corporate, all white people, right? And, you know, I'm wearing Crack House Studios. And, Crack House Studios, tell me about that. So, again, our passion fired up. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, it's Crack House Studios, this. And I said, think about, would you remember if I said Lansing Marketing or Lansing Studios? Like, you're going to forget that shit.
Sure.
But if I say Crack House Studios, it's going to stand out to you.
100%.
And so I think that's the hardest part nowadays is to get people's attention. So to have a name that actually gets people's attention, okay, now it's up to you and how you brand it and the quality that you stand by to see if you can live up to it or, like, you know, change how people perceive it.
For sure.
That's why 2 Chainz changed his name. He used to be Titty Boy.
Yep.
But he was like, he didn't think he could sell it in Target, so that's when he changed his name 2 Chainz.
Yeah, that's what Coney. He ended up going for the SSG instead of Star Shooter Gang.
Yeah.
Oh, so he did change.
Well, he didn't drop the Shooter Gang. He just abbreviated.
Okay. Because now I mean, like my Instagram right now, it says just Crack. Like my username is Cracka Lack. Because like a few friends that I went to high school with, they've asked me, like, you ever think about just like going by your government name? But I'm like, my government name doesn't have a reputation. Cracka Lack is what I've been investing in for 20-something years. And to go back to what I was saying, if you're putting everything on the table, the biggest piece that I could put on the table is, you know, I got this Cracka Lack brand that I've been building for 20-something years.
Sure.
So if we say, let's actually go by a different name, it's like, oh, now we're starting from scratch.
Sure.
Everyone knows Cracka Lack. No one knows who the fuck Nick Bazo is.
Sure.
So, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but like changing the name, you know how. So he's gay, Diddy, right? But he went by Puff Daddy, then he went by P Diddy. Now he goes by Diddy.
Now it's Love.
Huh?
It's Brother Love.
Brother
Yeah, it's just Love. Yeah.
Brother Love now.
Brother Love.
Really?
Yeah.
Fascinating. Okay. But how he changed his name over the years, like everyone's always called me Crack. What's up, Crack? Crack. Kind of Crack everything. Crack is the brand. Crack House Studios. Hey, welcome to Crack House Studios. I'm Crack. So I've been doing that, but I look at like Cracka Lack, because if I just went by Crack and somebody tried to Google Crack, now I'm competing with a crack in the ground, a crack the drug, a lot of different stuff. So like Cracka Lack will still be my SEO. You search this to find me.
Gotcha.
And I think it's similar to like Mr. Beast. His username is still at Mr. Beast. His name is Jimmy something Donaldson, I want to say, or Dwayne The Rock Johnson. His username is still The Rock.
Right.
But, you know, he could, hey, what up, it's Dwayne. Hey, it's Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Hey, what up, it's The Rock. But, yeah, his, like, name that he's known for the most would be at The Rock. So his username would be The Rock. So for me, my username and, like, I guess for titling of a podcast would be The Guest is Cracka Lack.
Yep.
But, yeah, Crack to me is like Diddy with the Diddy. And then P. Diddy would be like Cracka Lack to me.
Gotcha.
Okay. That makes sense.
That's valid.
All right, my last question is, give us the 5 SOPs of being an entrepreneur business owner.
Oh, fuck. That's a hard one. Shit. SOPs? I could say.
Use your terminology.
Yeah. If I could give like maybe 5 principles would be, one would be business is solving a problem. So like you have to solve a problem. So with being a producer, it's, hey, I'm an artist and I need beats. Where can I find these? Dun, 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 dun. Music producer, I got beats for you. You know, so it's like you're solving the problem of, you know, somebody that needs beats. There you got it. With a barber, somebody needs a fucking haircut. I can cut your hair. There we go. So solving a problem would be business number one, or would be number one. Taking pride in your work, like actually giving a fuck, I think will separate you from so many people. Like just, taking pride in your work, being passionate, like wanting to do a good job, wanting to provide a good experience. That would be 2. That would kind of tie into number 3 would be like your reputation, because word travels. And if always have the zoomed out big picture, because some people that I've seen, some people that I've even let go, they look at everything more on the transactional small time frame. So it might be like just this session right now. Like I'm only looking at this session, but you're not seeing if you do a good job, this person's going to come back often for the rest of your life. You may only see, this is only 2 hours right now. It's like this is 2 hours that could turn into 200 over the next year if you do a good job. But if you don't, and you may be like, oh, I just did a bad job on the 2 hour thing. It's like, no, but you fucked yourself out of 200 other sessions for the next year or 2 or something like that. So protect your reputation. What else? Promote yourself like your life depends on it. You know, like no one's coming to save the day. No one's coming to rescue you. I would say 80% of the results you want are in the 20% of shit that you're not doing right now. So maybe
I just heard that today too. That's crazy. I just heard that.
Yeah. And then
one more.
6. Fuck it.
I'm at 4 right now. 5 would be always think big. Always think very future proof, not just like what will work today, but like what will work over the next 5 years.
For sure.
I guess number 6 would be just stay consistent as you possibly can.
For sure. All right. Any more questions for us?
Where do you see, what was your ultimate goal of starting the podcast? And have you guys thought, hey, I guess 2 different options would be, do you want to do some podcast episodes? That would be more smaller picture. Bigger picture would be, I love podcasts. Would you want to do a podcast with me and like build this into something over the next 5 years?
Definitely number 2.
Okay.
Definitely. I love bringing knowledge to people.
Same.
That's where I enjoy this, because I enjoy, it's just something about even like little quotables and stuff, things that you said. It's just like, man, those things you can carry with you to help you. And I view podcasts as educational. You know what I'm saying? So I just, and I also one day want to get into motivational speaking. And I feel like this is just a step towards that. So that's what it is for me. I know when I was at my lowest moment, you know what I'm saying, I just wish I had somebody there, and I didn't. Yeah. You know, and podcasts really helped me kind of kick things into gear for my life. Podcasts and books were like big changers and turnarounds for my life. So it was just like, I don't see myself being an author, but I love to get special people on and talk to them and get their mindset and break down how they built Crack House. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I love that. I love the key details that you don't get, you know, if you're not actually talking to a person. So that's what it was for me. And I do want to grow this. We talked about it after, I think it was day 1. We was like, man, we about to be on Wallow and Gilly. Sure. We was ready.
I'm not going to lie. The clip you posted yesterday, your personality, how you're kind of like talking shit is to, come on, man, you showing up late. But it shows the character, the personality. And I think that's what most people are missing with podcasts is they're trying to be too perfect.
Hello, guys. Like,
no, like how you guys.
Yeah. I like this.
Yeah, interact with each other will be everything. It's like, ooh, I like what they got going on there. I want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
I would say I've always been, since a child, I've always been moved by journalism. Like, I remember as a kid, like, I would, just watching the news and just how it would make me feel, seeing, wars and, different stuff like that. And then plus coming up as a teenager, I came up in a blog era. So I was heavy on Complex. Emily Oberg, Jinx, Nadeska, huge
boys.
For sure. Yeah. Huge fans of just everything in the urban space, especially with covering news. I can't make music. I'm not a good musician. I can curate the fuck out of some music. I just know music down to a T, but I just can't make it. So this is also another avenue of I can be in a space without making without actually making the music. So when I started, I just watch a lot of interviews, and I just like, man, why they ain't ask that? Why they ain't ask this? Why they ain't ask that? Like, you know, the jokes be cool, you know, the seriousness be cool, but a good mixture of both, man. It's how you just bring good chemistry for people to listen. So this is a real passion of mine. I love journalism. I love covering all things that can help somebody, you know, make somebody laugh, you know, knowledge, the whole thing. This is a real love for me. So, yeah.
What's the best book? Like, if you were to recommend one book to the audience that had the biggest impact on your life, which one would you recommend?
Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz.
Ooh, that's in my Amazon wish list right now.
That's the one that, like, that and Resurrection by Neville Goddard, like, shifted my whole life. And Think and Grow Rich. I'm sorry I gave 3, but them 3 are the 3, hands down.
What about you? Are you a reader?
I'm not a reader. I'll be honest. I'm a podcast person.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so funny because when we talked in the beginning, I had, like, you know, stuff going on. He's like, man, did you read this book? Did you read that book? Man, you sound just like this book. And I was like, damn, maybe this is just wisdom was born in me. You know, and it's so crazy when we had that conversation. That's how I thought too. I was like, maybe I need to read more. Maybe I need to capitalize on these thoughts that he said that I got.
I was thinking about you on the way here, and I was like, man, it's this book called Contagious. Nipsey Hussle read it right before he dropped that $100 album.
Okay, gotcha.
That's the book that made him do that. I was just telling Sonny he need to buy that book, but yeah, Contagious is a good book too.
I would say the one book, if I could only recommend one to people, it would be, have you heard of Atomic Habits?
Yeah, by
James Clear.
James Clear.
Yeah.
Yes, Atomic Habits. I have not read it, but I listened to it. But I haven't read it. I like more reading. Listening to it is cool, but yeah, reading it is completely different when you read it. But yeah, Atomic Habits is a good book as well. Yeah, I gotta buy that on paperback. Yeah.
For stuff to stick with me, I gotta bump my head a lot, and that's why I feel like when I go searching for knowledge, it's always after I came up short somewhere. I've been trying to tell myself I need to read more.
Yeah, bro.
I just have a learning personality of like, okay, that didn't work. Let's try it like this.
Yeah. It's good for the mind too.
So
10 pages a day will get you 300.
10 pages, man.
10 pages a day will get you 300 in a month.
Hearing 10 pages maybe
It'll
think
get
about
you
when you're a little kid.
That's pretty
like,
much a whole book every month, bro.
You
10
eat
pages.
your veggies. I'll be looking at the veggies.
10 pages ain't
like,
nothing, bro. Once I adopted that mindset, you know what? I'm just gonna read 10 pages a day. If I can read 10 pages in 30 days, it's pretty much a whole book every month. And they say like the top CEOs in the world reading like 15 to 20.
Yeah.
What would you say are more of your strengths? What would you say are more of your strengths? Or maybe like an area where you're stronger, where you're weak, and then maybe an area that you're stronger and you're weak?
I have an extremely, extremely strong mind. I'm like, you know, they be showing like the dogs and the dogs can't stop looking at the treat or whatever. Like that's how my brain is like that 24/7. Whatever I'm set on, I gotta do it. But my biggest weakness is I don't let fate take the wheel sometimes. Like sometimes I might not have, it might take 100 steps to get to right there, but sometimes I'd be like, man, I only can calculate for 93. Maybe I'm just wait till I get to that, you know, till I can figure that 100 steps out. And that's one of my biggest weaknesses is everything got to be perfect. Or I got to be able to see the finish line sometimes for me to try it. Everything got to always be planned out, and that's one of my biggest flaws.
Okay. Now, are you better at taking action?
I think we probably in the same book.
Okay.
I think he's quicker to take action than I am. That was going to say, I think my biggest weakness is I overthink. I think my greatest strength is my passion, though.
Okay.
I put passion. Like, once I'm passionate about something, like, you cannot talk me off that cliff. Like, it's over. Like, this is it.
So I know, like, with finding a partner or in business, naturally we want to find somebody just like us, but like functionality-wise, you want to find somebody that's not like you at all. It's like, I don't like doing this shit, and they're like, I do.
Yeah.
Like, sweet.
Yeah, we two different motherfuckers for sure.
100%.
Okay.
100%. Like I said, he feels like he might think too much, but I'll be looking at him like, bruh. But there are moments like just recently where I was like, bro, we could do this, bro. It's like, dang, you gotta slow down a little bit. I got this and this going on.
Man,
but I feel like that's normally him. So
and that's like the first time I probably ever in my life said that, bro. You can tell me anything if it sounds good enough, let's try it.
See?
But, you know, with the wedding and quitting the job, I don't know. It's a lot of logistics going on right now.
Yeah, because I work in the factory and came in on a Sunday one day and it was all kinds of hot. and I had like
After we just came
I
from
had
some
just
heat.
I had just got moved from my area, which was air conditioning, and I hadn't worked in factory heat in like 8 years. So when I felt that heat again, I called bro, like, bro, I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to
For
go.
sure.
I need to get out that factory. I made a story on my on IG and everything. I said, Lord, I need a blessing. I need it. Like, I've been praying every day. Like, God, these things got to take off because I can't work in this heat no more. Like, it ain't for me. I don't judge. If you did it, God bless your heart. But, man, I just don't feel like God had plans for us to be slaving away for some car parts that ain't going to matter in 10 years when those cars are in the junkyard.
Don't matter right now,
Don't
bro.
matter
It's
right
like what
now.
I was telling you when I was at work. We were having a conversation about needs and how life's supposed to be. You know, people always say, man, but you got to go to work, man. I work. You don't need no moonroof in your car, bro. You know what I'm saying? You really just need food. You need shelter. All of these things that we have put in place in the world, you know, obviously, bro, you know, everybody got jobs and stuff. I'm very thankful. But to put in your head that you need to do that is a lot of y'all jobs. A lot of jobs that y'all work out there is not
Serving
necessities.
You serving somebody else's dream, too.
For sure. For sure. And that's what leading me to quit my job. They just had their 25th anniversary, and they brought the speaker in. And just hearing that we all here on our day off, they feeding us. They got wine. They got all kind of stuff. Very fancy, very, very upscale. And I was like, he got us here. Nothing against nobody. He got us here to celebrate his dream. And I don't know. I just couldn't do it, man. I was like, man, I'm supposed to be where I'm supposed to be right now, man.
Where he at.
For sure, I'm supposed to be on that stage saying thank y'all for coming today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why, you know, ultimately, I just gotta go. And I don't look negatively on nobody for A, working a job, or A, employing people at a job. I don't. This is me. This is how I feel, and this is what I feel like my future is supposed to look like.
I think it's just your role there is not in alignment with your future.
Absolutely.
'Cause how I start everyone here is like, this is my vision for Crack House Studios. Like, what is your vision? And I try to find, this is my vision, this is their vision. They overlap right here. And it's like, do you see how you getting to where you want to go? Like, this would be putting it on steroids by working, you know, and teaming up with Crack House Studios.
Sure.
So then there's that overlap there, and that's the only area that I focus on. So then they are happy with the growth of shit or to celebrate different, you know, milestones and stuff because, it aligns with them. Like, an example would be in the recording studio, the main engineer, he goes by MY. MY's goal is to be, you know, win Grammys as a producer. He's very extroverted. He loves being around people. So he makes a living producing music in a recording studio with art. Like, that's, you know, so his dream is to just do that at a higher level. And for me, that was always my shit too. It was, I love doing this, but I just want to continue doing this, but on a higher scale. And so my goal every year was to just like, not just, but make more money doing what I do, or doing like less videos and stuff, but making more money and just kind of continue raising the bar. So maybe instead of taking pictures or producing songs or working with artists that are unknown, it's like, okay, now instead of like maybe D-list artists, next year I'm doing the same thing, making more money, and now I'm working with C-list people. Okay, then next year I'm doing the same thing, making more money, but I'm working with more B-list artists, and then like continuing to grow.
Oh no, I was for sure thinking we're gonna
It's going to be two parts, but man, thank you.
For sure. Absolutely.
Thank you for this. Thank you for allowing us in your space, man. Thank you for having this conversation. Thank you for the gems. Thank you for everything, man. This was incredible.
Absolutely.
Great experience.
Move mountains with this one.
100%.
Is this one of the better episodes?
Man, what?
I don't like to say it on camera, but I said it on the last one. I'm sorry, Don. This has now been moved to my favor.
Let's go.
Because he almost made me shed a tear.
Bro, okay.
So,
but yeah, Don's was fire.
For sure.
Don's was fire.
Anything else in closing?
Oh, man, he answered it all, brother. You know what to do.
Anything else in closing for us before we close it out?
If you guys are interested, Crack House Studios, it's crackhousestudios.com. If you're interested in myself, it's crackalack.com. Search Cracka Lack on social media. Search Crack House
He
Studios on
has
social
so
media.
many layers. I found another layer of you yesterday that I followed. I'm like, dude, he got Crack House Studios. He got Crack House Live. He got Cracka Lack. And then there was something else I found
Free
here
game
that
with
I
crack?
free game with
Yeah.
crack. And I'm like, I'm following a new page of this dude every day. I just keep finding. I'm like, yo, he is going
No
crazy
cap.
with it.
No cap. Every episode, we highlight the risk takers from our official sponsor of Stock the Bar Vodka. So every episode we like to give a bottle. Pass that over to him. We like to give a bottle to our risk taker.
Shit.
To show our appreciation for you being on the episode.
Hey, shout out
Dr.
to
Bar Vodka.
Stock
Daryl
the Bar.
Reese.
Shout out
Stock
Daryl
the
Reese.
Bar Vodka.
Black on.
Absolutely.
It's still how many times?
7.
Where you like to get it at?
I love Human Rapids. Come get at the ACO too.
100%. And in closing, our very, very last question is we always like to ask our risk taker if there are any other risk takers that they know of that they would like to nominate to be on the podcast.
Oh shit.
Give us 2 to 3 people. If you just got one really, really good one, that's fine too.
I'm thinking. I want to give you a good one. Shit. Is it more entrepreneurial or is it
any
just,
lane you can
just
think
any
of?
lane?
It's just anybody that you like, yo.
If they risk taking, we're gonna highlight them.
I would say one of them that came to mind would be so the owner of this whole strip. One of the owners of this whole strip, he owns a detail place and like an event center, and they used to own a rim place. But that's an entrepreneur that takes risks, and that's like literally right next door. Another person would
What's
be
his name?
Les.
Shout out
Les
Les.
is his
Shout out
name.
Les.
Spotless. It's the detail
Ooh,
place.
that's
Fire.
Damn.
I mean, it'd be a stretch. She's not around here, but Katie Noel.
Okay.
She's a country music artist, but she also had started her own brand.
You shot a music video for
Yeah,
her.
I've
we've
shot some
seen
videos
that,
for her and stuff like that. But yeah, that would be.
Is she
that'd
from
be awesome.
Michigan?
She's from North Carolina. She lives in
fire. I got family
Kentucky.
Oh,
Lives
crazy.
in Kentucky. Yep.
That's crazy.
That's where he headed after this.
Yeah. And I got a cousin that live. I be in North Carolina too, so that's crazy.
So she's from. Oh man, I'm gonna.
It's
Merriman, I want to.
it's all fire.
She's from North Carolina.
Shout out,
That's what I'm gonna say.
shout out Katie Noel.
Shout out Katie. We hollering at you.
Go tap out her.
For sure.
Tap out her music. Yeah, bro. That's it, man.
Close it out.
Man, it's my brother,
Oso.
Mr.
Cracka Lack.
Man, it's
Sir.
been a great episode, man.
Amazing episode.
Shouts out to our sponsors, Stock the Bar Vodka,
Yes, Sirski.
Aux 33.
Yes, sir.
We love you.
Come on.
And risk takers out, man.
Come on,
Appreciate y'all.
man. Ace. We out.